Hello, my friends. You might have seen my video where I was talking about taking action, and I do have to apologize because I made that video about taking action and then I realized I didn't really give y'all a tool in order to be able to take action. That might be one of the hardest first steps. It's like, okay, well, I've got these things I want to do and I know I need to take action, but like, how do I even start taking action? It might sound simple, but for many of us, it's not. The biggest thing that has worked for me is writing things down. And there's 3 reasons why you should write things down. It gives you clarity and focus. You might have a lot of things that you want to do. You might be really good at everything that you do, and you find yourself kind of going in this spider web or this circle of doing a lot of small things that relate to a lot of your goals, but you're not really getting anywhere because instead of kind of building a foundation and working your way up to a specific goal, you're kind of just darting all over the place. So the action of writing things down will give you some clarity as to what you might need to prioritize. The second reason we want to write things down, and you see that I'm writing this down, is that it stimulates your mind. Stimulates your mind. Let me keep this up so don't run out of ink. And it increases your ability to remember. Anytime you write things down, while you might personally forget it, if you've written it down, obviously it's there for your reference, but then your brain actually subconsciously remembers it and it'll hold on to the task or thing that you need to do a little better and until it's done. Whether you realize it or not, it's kind of in the back of your mind sitting there waiting to be done. And until you achieve something, your brain has kind of got it there as like a pin, and it might kind of generate extra stress if you don't achieve that thing. Writing it down and then being able to mark it off of a to-do list will release the stress and then also give you a little boost of dopamine for marking it off and getting it done. The third reason why we need to write things down, writing it down, is for your own accountability, and motivation. As your brain is holding on to the things that you need to do, it's a little bit stressful. So whenever you've written it down and then you get to check it off or put a sticker, whatever it is, you're going to get a little bit of dopamine. You're going to feel good because you achieved that task and your brain lets it go and a little less stress for you. Okay, my brain was in like 3 different places. Okay, so now that we know, in order to start taking action, it helps to, can you guess? Write it down. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go into the categories of what we need to be writing down. In order to start taking action, we've got to figure out what our specific goals are and prioritize them. In order to figure out what our priority is, our priority goal or goals are, we're going to explore some categories of your life and brainstorm on what some of your goals might be. First category is a big one for many people, including myself, and that's money. So what are your money goals? It might be to pay off a vehicle, or it might be to take a vacation, or it might just be to buy something you've been wanting for a long time, like new clothes. Next thing we want to think about are our relationship, okay, relationships. And I'm not just talking about relationships with your boyfriend or girlfriend or your husband or wife. Relationships can be anything, like your relationship to yourself, meaning like maybe you want to grow your confidence. It can be, of course, your partner. It could be your family, your friends. It could be your coworkers. Maybe a goal with your partner might be to feel more connection. Maybe you want to engage more with your coworkers. Maybe you want to get more feedback from your coworkers or your employees. Maybe you want to spend more time with your friends. Maybe you want to cut out toxic friends. you know, so on and so on. Another big topic for people and their goals is, of course, their health. Maybe you want to lose weight. Let's lose weight. Or you want to have a better diet. Maybe another category to think about is your business or your career. So maybe you just want to start one, or you want to grow one that you already have. Or maybe you want a promotion or a raise. The last one I'm going to touch on, and of course there are more, but this is just, we're going to keep it to 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 goal setting categories. All right. Last one I'm going to do with y'all here is spiritual. So for me, spiritual is about getting outside, doing yoga, meditation, things like that. It's also kind of related to personal growth. Maybe it's oh shit, that's the other one I'm going to do with y'all. So 6 categories for personal life goals. I didn't do growth yet. So we'll do growth as well. So these are kind of connected. Maybe for spiritual, you want to do yoga, you want to meditate, or you want to be outside more often. And then growth could be like you want to change your mindset, or you want to set goals. All of these categories are how you are going to focus in on what is your priority. And from that, we'll be able to start taking action. But what you're going to do is you're going to think about these main categories, your money goals, health goals, relationship goals, business or career goals, spiritual goals, or your personal growth goals. You're going to write all of those down on a piece of paper. We're going to brainstorm, and I'm not going to put any number on it, except for one. I want you to brainstorm on just at least one goal for each of these categories. When you're brainstorming, I don't want you to just be sitting there thinking in your head. I want you to write it down. Write it down. Okay, and then you're going to track your progress as you achieve, like, do these things, but figure out your goals first. Now that you have written down your goals, brainstormed, and you came up with at least one of those 3 categories of what your goals are, then you're going to pick just one of these categories that is the most important to you. Which of those goals that you wrote down strikes you the most? Something maybe you've been thinking on for years and haven't really taken much or any action to achieve that goal. Which one of these things is most important to you? Okay? Okay. Something I did that helped me narrow it down is write them down on a separate index card. I like bright colors and pretty things. So what I did is I got some multicolored index cards, and I wrote down on each index card what the category was and what some of my top goals were with that category. In order to figure out which of those is most important to you, you can kind of put those cards physically in order. Maybe you could even do like a game of war with your goals. So let's say this is relationships and this is money. Which of those do you think needs the most work? Which one have you been letting slide behind the most? Personally, my relationships are pretty good right now. And so my money would fall above my relationships. And it doesn't mean that you can't work on these goals. It just means what's the priority for you right now. Maybe you're having a really hard time in your marriage and that needs to be your priority. Or maybe your marriage is excellent and maybe your bills are falling behind, so you need to work on money. Now that you have chosen your top goal, we're going to elaborate on that. I've figured out my goal, the thing that resonates most with me that I really want to get done this year, that I've just been letting slide year after year, month after month, week after week. What do I really want to get done? Dean Graziosi did a New Year strategy session and taught this concept, and I'm going to share it with y'all.
Stay tuned for my next video where I share Dean's secret strategy on how to thrive in 2025.